exponential increase in size, which we call the growth, that is increase in number of cell, increase in the cell size, what we call the cell expansion or the cell enlargement, and the other developmental processes also keep on going. Like there will be maturation, okay, and there will be senescence. If we take the case of the entire plant, when we take the case of an individual fruit, so after fruit set, there is certain increment in the number of cells along with the increase in size of the cell. Very disturbing. Oh, sorry. So, so there is increase in the the size of the fruit. Just a minute. Right? Okay, sorry. So there is increase in the size and shape of the change in the shape, increase in the size of that particular fruit. Just take the example of mango. Now it is the mango season. So after it reaches to the certain the final or the full volume or the full size, then there are certain the changes in the there are certain edible changes in the fruit crops. Maybe there is change in the taste, there is change in the color, there is change in texture, which we call the physiological changes. So certain stage, after reaching a certain stage, we do the harvesting of that mango, which we call the maturation. And that maturation may be of the physiological maturation or the horticultural maturity, which we call that it is the commercial maturity as well. So after a certain periods, then there will be the beginning of the ripening, that is, and which marks the, the beginning of the senescence. And ultimately there will be the death, there will be termination of the life of that particular plant organ or as a plant as a whole. This was a developmental continuum, which was, the hypothesized by Watada et al. In 1984. So whenever we talk about the fruits and vegetables, look at this papaya. So this is the changes we can see during the growth and development of papaya fruit. So we should tell the farmers and the picker, the individual who does the harvesting of the fruit crops, should understand at which stage we should pick the papaya, whether this stage or in this stage. So is the case in case of the onion. I know you stage में harvest करने की, you stage में harvest करने. We should be well known about this. So is the case with the pineapple. Now it is the harvesting season of the pineapple. So at which stage we should recommend the farmers to have that, the pineapple harvested. And in case of the rose also, which one? Well, the tight bud stage or the full open stage? Which one is the best stage to harvest? So is the case with this very beautiful flower. Which stage? The first stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage. Which one is the optimum, the best stage regarding the quality, regarding the post-harvest life of the commodity? Okay. यहाँ देखियो अब अनि यो फ्लावरमा पनि के हुन्छ यो क्लोज बस फर्स्ट स्टेजमा हार्भेस्ट गर्ने हो कि यो नम्बर 2 स्टेज which we call the petals upright स्टेजमा हार्भेस्टिङ गर्ने हो कि पेटल्स पार्शियली रिफ्लेक्स स्टेजमा हार्भेस्ट गर्ने हो कि फोर्थ स्टेजमा हार्भेस्ट गर्ने हो कि फिफ्थ स्टेजमा हार्भेस्ट गर्ने हो कि सिक्स्थ स्टेजमा हार्भेस्ट गर्ने हो त we should recommend the growers, we should recommend the persons who is involved in this business. Why we should so worry about this, the harvesting stage of the fruits, vegetables and ornamentals? Because, the horticulture commodity, we often say that they are watered in aesthetically pleasing packages. That means they are very perishable. Since it is perishable, and in our case, the harvesting is manual. So the person who does the picking, the person who does the harvesting is responsible for deciding whether or not the product has reached the correct maturity for harvest. Because it has an important bearing on their storage life, it has an important bearing on the quality of the produce, and also it also affects the way the product that we harvested are handled, transported, and marketed. So we should understand and we should have the meaning of measurement of the maturity, and it is central to the post-harvest technology. Appropriate time at the harvesting गर्नु भएन भने त्यसको क्वालिटी इन्फिरियर हुन सक्छ, त्यसको पोस्ट हार्भेस्ट लाइफ सर्ट हुन सक्छ। त्यसै भएर हामीलाई चाहिँ के भन्छ भन्दाखेरि पोस्ट हार्भेस्ट टेक्नोलोजीमा हार्भेस्टिङ एट प्रोपर मेच्युरिटी इज पाइभोटल। सो व्हाट इज मेच्युरिटी? तपाईहरु सबैलाई थाहा छ होला मेच्युरिटी भनेको के हो। ओके, ल श्रीजा आचार्यलाई मैले सोधे व्हाट इज मेच्युर? मेच्युर मीन्स दिस mango is mature means what does it the refer? Srija?
Mature भनेको त्यसको growth development पुरा भइसक्यो।
Okay, good. Okay. Raj Chaudhary के होला mature भनेको? How do you define mature?
So mature भनेको not only in case of physically but taste देखि लिएर अनि त्यसको कलर देखि लिएर सबै कुराको डेभलपमेन्ट भइसकेको छ।
Okay, thank you. Okay, mature मा डिक्सनरीमा हेर्यो भने के भन्छ भन्दाखेरि it has completed the natural growth and development, हैन? श्रीजाले राजले भने जस्तै that means it has undergone the maturation and it has attained the desired state relating to a condition of full development. Fully हामीले खोजेको भोल्युममा, fully हामीले खोजेको साइजमा र त्यसको शेपमा डेभलप भयो, that is called the mature. अब EVS grade standard को definitionले चाहिँ के भन्छ अरे भन्दाखेरि the stage that will ensure proper completion of the ripening process is the mature stage. But most of the post harvest technology they define the maturity is the stage at which a commodity has reached a sufficient stage of development that after harvesting and post-harvest handling, its quality will be at least the minimum acceptable to the ultimate consumer. यो भनेको यस्तो स्टेज हो कि जुनको आफ्टर हार्भेस्ट चाहिने र चाहिने पोस्ट हार्भेस्ट ह्यान्डलिङ भइसकेपछि जब इट रिचेस टु द कन्ज्युमर टेबल इट इज एक्सेप्टेबल टु द कन्ज्युमर, त्यो कुरा चाहिँ मेच्युरिटी हो भनेर भन्छ। So, harvesting at the correct maturity is the key to satisfying the quality expectation. And maturity indices and harvest indices, they are synonymously used term. So, whenever we talk about the maturity, there are two types of maturity. One is horticultural maturity and another is physiological maturity. Horticultural maturity भनेको चाहिँ up to the requirement of the consumer. The stage of development when a plant as a whole or the plant part possesses the necessary characteristics for use by the consumer. Just take the example of mango. If you are going to make the green mango squash, then harvesting, that horticultural maturity will be at the immature stage. The pickles बनाउनुहुन्छ भने green stage is the agriculture is the maturity. त्यही बेलामा तपाईले हार्भेस्ट गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। जस्ट टेक द एक्जाम्पल अफ पम्पकिन, हैन? कसैले सानो चाहिँ हरियै पम्पकिन खान्छ कैडा, दैट इज अल्सो हर्टिकल्चर मेच्युरिटी। सो इट डिपेंड्स अन द मार्केट रिक्वायरमेन्ट। सो मेच्युरिटी एज पर द मार्केट रिक्वायरमेन्ट, एज पर द कन्ज्युमर रिक्वायरमेन्ट इज द हर्टिकल्चर मेच्युरिटी। व्हेयरएज फिजियोलॉजिकल मेच्युरिटी भनेको चाहिँ द स्टेज अफ डेभलपमेन्ट when a plant part will continue development even if it detached. It's fully mature. त्यसपछि चाहिँ ripeningमा जान्छ. So it is the end of the maturity and beginning of the ripening is the physiological maturity. So physiological maturity is the attainment of the full development of the stage just prior to the initiation of ripening, and mainly the physiological maturity applies only to fruits and fruit vegetables. So it marks the end of the development stage of the fruits and fruit vegetables, and it has developed the ability to ripen normally after harvest. त्यसपछि चाहिँ नि यो normally ripen हुन सक्छ. So the stage at which the external and internal characteristics of the fruit allow the normal ripening after the harvesting, the physiological maturity. Whereas commercial or horticultural maturity is optimum for a particular use. मैले अहिले भनिसकेँ. For certain commodity like the the pumpkin, there may be more than one stage of development is a commercial maturity or horticultural maturity. And पाकेपछिको pumpkin खाने हो कि हरियो pumpkin खाने हो. And it is used as a basis for deciding when to harvest for commercial purposes. तर horticultural maturity चाहिँ केमा डिपेन्ड हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि it varies depending on the intended use of the commodity. तपाईको युज केमा गर्नुहुन्छ त्यसमा भर पर्छ. Just take the example tomato. तपाईले केचप खानुहुन्छ, you know the tomato को चाहिँ तपाईलाई थाहा छ green soldier in tomato भनेको थाहा छ? If I say green soldier in tomato, नेटमा प्रब्लम आइरहेछ. मोहम्मद परवेजलाई थाहा छ ग्रीन सोल्जर इन टोमेटो भनेको?
थाहा छैन सर.
थाहा छैन. सोल्जर भनेको थाहा छ टोमेटोको?
सोल्जर भनेको त त्यस्तै सिपाहीहरू होला सर, तर टोमेटोको चाहिँ थाहा भएन सर. टोमेटोको केसमा चाहिँ थाहा भएन सर.
थाहा भएन है. आफ्नो सोल्जर भनेको थाहा छ?
त्यो डब्लुबिसीहरू त्यस्तो भयो होला. बडीबाट त्यो उ गर्ने के फाइट गर्ने अगेन्स्ट डिजिजहरु. SHOULDER सोल्जर पार्ट कुन हो तिम्रो? ए त्यो हातको त्यो काँधलाई भन्छ.
काँधलाई. मैले त्यही भने काँध. टोमेटोको काँध भनेको बुझ्यौ?
ए बुझे सर.
बुझ्यौ?
हजुर सर.
त्यो चाहिँ ग्रीन भयो भने we consider that it is not suitable for tomato ketchup making. कुरा बुझ्नु भयो? टोमेटो केचप मेकिङ को लागि फुल्ली राइप स्टेजमा चाहिँ बेटर मानिन्छ. बेटर हैन, गर्न नै त्यही हो. But for the the table purpose, we do not consider. Okay, it's also okay. But the tomato with the green soldier, they are not they considered suitable for the the ketchup making. So what I mean to say is that the horticultural maturity varies depending on the intended use of the commodity. Okay. It also depends on the preference of the consumer. जस्तो कसैलाई मैले देख्छु उसलाई चाहिँ अलि काँचै जाने गुआवा मन पर्छ, कसैलाई एकदम फलत्त परेको गुआवा मन पर्छ. So it also varies with the preference of the consumer. It also varies with the variety. Just take the example of rose. There are yellow cultivars of rose, there are pink cultivar of the rose, there are red cultivar as well. But in general, yellow cultivar of the rose, they are caught at a slightly tighter stage than the pink or red cultivar. So it varies with the variety. And also it depends on whether it is going to store or not. And where we are going to sell it immediately in the local market, or it is destined for the distant market. So it depends on that also. So we should discuss maturity versus quality. In general, immature means they are poor in quality. And when they are fully ripe, they are more susceptible to the shriveling, they are more susceptible to the pathological infection, they are more susceptible to the physical damage. So we need the mature one. When they are good in quality, when ripe, they have longest post-harvest life. If they are over mature, के हुन्छ टोमेटो तिमी घर किन्न गयो होला किन्दाखेरि के हुन्छ अफ फ्लेभर प्रोड्युस भएको हुन्छ ओभर राइप ओभर मेच्योर टु सफ्ट हुन्छ पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट लाइफ सर्टेन हुन्छ So the determination of harvesting maturity is crucial to its subsequent storage. It is crucial to the marketable life and quality because premature harvesting results in poor quality and deteriorates much faster than it is harvested at the proper stage of the maturity. And also, the yield is also lower if we harvest at immature stage. The commodity grows considerably towards the end of fruit maturation. अर्को कुरा त तिमी हामीले माइन्डमा के राख्नु पर्यो भन्दाखेरि we cannot improve the quality of the produce once it is harvested, but our objective is to maintain the quality for a considerable length of time. हामीले पोस्ट हार्वेस्टले टेक्नोलोजीले त्यसको क्वालिटी मेन्टेन गर्ने है के इम्प्रुभ गर्न सक्दैन आफ्टर हार्वेस्टिङ टिपिसकेपछि ओहो अब गर्ने त्यस्तो छैन बट हाउ क्यान वी minimize the the deteriorative changes that may occur in that particular fruits, that may occur in the particular vegetable. So harvesting beyond the optimum maturity results in shorter storage life. They may become overripe and fall and may develop undesirable characteristics. For example, in case of the carrot, in case of the radish, the pithiness may develop, fiber may develop. So is the case with the beans. So is the case with the leafy vegetables. There will be deterioration in quality if we leave them without harvesting beyond this optimum maturity stage. So harvest maturity should be at a stage which will allow it to be at its peak condition when it reaches the consumer. ठ्याक्क consumer को टेबलमा पुग्ने बेलामा चाहिँ यसको डिजायरेबल टेस्ट डिजायरेबल क्वालिटी इम्प्रुभ हुने हिसाबले के रिच हुने हिसाबले चाहिँ हामीले हार्वेस्टिङ मेच्युरिटी चाहिँ नै डेभलप गर्नु पर्यो अर्को हार्वेस्ट मेच्युरिटी शुड बी एट अ साइज रिक्वायर्ड बाइ द मार्केट मार्केटको डिमान्ड कत्रो छ त फर एक्जाम्पल काँक्रो जस्ट टेक द एक्जाम्पल अफ कुकुम्बर हैन मार्केटको डिमान्ड पाकेको पहेँलो कुकुम्बर हो कि जस्ट यो साइजको कुकुम्बर हो Or it should be at a maturity that allows it to develop an acceptable flavor or appearance. But हामीले चाहिँ त्यो टेबलमा आइपुग्दा पहेँलो होस् केरा आइपुग्दा पहेँलो होस् त्यस्तो acceptable appearance, acceptable flavor हुनु पर्यो. It should not be toxic. अर्को अहिलेको सबभन्दा ठुलो महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरा because the consumers are aware of the pesticide residue level that may remain in the the commodity. And also, most importantly, it should have an adequate shelf life. So, what is maturity index? अब यत्रो भनिसकेपछि तिमीले थाहा पाइसक्यो maturity index भनेको it is the measurement that can be used to determine whether a particular example of the commodity is mature, and it indicates the readiness of the plant for harvest. It provides the basis for determining the harvest date, and it is very important to trade in fresh fruits and vegetables. Maturity indices कस्तो हुनुपर्छ त भन्दाखेरि obviously it should be simple and easy to carry out. Objective versus subjective indicators. Just take the example of mango. यसको गुलियोपना कति छ भन्ने हैन अनि बढी गुलियो छ धेरै गुलियो छ कम गुलियो छ भन्ने हो कि यति % TSS हो यति डिग्री ब्रिक्स हो भन्ने त So objective versus subjective indicators. As far as possible, we should rely on the objective indicators. ठ्याक्कै हामीले यति % यसको चाहिँ टोटल सोल्युबल सुगर कन्टेन्ट छ TSS छ भनेर हामीले भन्न सक्नु पर्यो. That's better. TSS जस्तो नेपालको तिमीहरूले हेर्यो भने खाद्यको यहाँ हेर त त्यहाँ के भनेछ सुन्तला 8% कम्तीमा पनि कुल घुलनशील ठोस पदार्थ हुनुपर्छ, डिग्री ब्रिक्स हुनुपर्छ, 8% TSS हुनुपर्छ हाम्रो म्यान्डारिनमा भनेको छ। And that maturity indices should be related to the quality. It should be related to the storage life. It should represent the progressive change with the maturity. And most importantly, in our case, that maturity index should be inexpensive. धेरै महँगो हामीले चाहिँ युज गर्न सकिदैन। Okay? And so far as possible, that maturity index should be non-destructive. जस्तो अब तिमीहरूलाई TSS, total soluble sugar content मेजर गर्न पर्यो, एसिडिटी मेजर गर्न पर्यो भने त्यसको फ्रुटलाई काटेर त्यसबाट जुस निकालेर त्यसको एनालाइसिस गर्यो भने द्याट इज डिस्ट्रक्टिभ मेथड। तर अहिले यस्तो चाहिँ सेन्सर भएको गनहरू आएको छ, एफक्यू गन हैन कि जसले के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि यस्तो छ। अब यहाँनिर चाहिँ के हुन्छ, यो यसको यो गनको टुप्पानिर चाहिँ फ्रुट ल्याउने अनि यहाँनिर स्विच हुन्छ एउटा, यसलाई पुक्क गरेर अट्ठाइदिएपछि यहाँ चाहिँ TSS र एसिडिटी निक्लिन्छ। यस्तो किसिमको नन डिस्ट्रक्टिभ मेथड भयो नि त। तिमीले गएर चाहिँ रुखमै गएर चाहिँ पहिला फ्रुटमा कति TSS भएछ, कति एसिडिटी भएछ मेजर गर्न सक्छ। इट्स सो इजी। यस्तो किसिमको नन डिस्ट्रक्टिभ मेथड भयो राम्रो हो। प्रिफरेबली एन अब्जेक्टिभ हुनुपर्छ रादर देन द सब्जेक्टिभ। यो कुराहरू चाहिँ आउँछ। जति पनि मेच्युरिटी इन्डाइसेसहरू छ, हार्भेस्टिङ इन्डाइसेसहरू छ, तिनीहरूलाई हामीले क्याटेगोराइज गर्न सक्छौँ। One is visual methods that we can visualize with our eye. First one is the color, skin color, surface color, ground color. हामी सबैलाई के थाहा छ भन्दाखेरि there is the change in the skin color as the fruit matures, as the fruit ripens. And you know what is color? That is our perception, because we perceive color when light reflected off the fruits or vegetable surface falls upon the eye's retina. There is no color without light. Okay, म चाहिँ अब 10 मिनेट तिमीहरूलाई रोक्छु। छ अनि अर्को क्लास कति बजे छ तपाईहरुको? 1 बजे। ओके ल, 10 मिनेट चाहिँ पानी खाने, लामो सास तान्ने। म 10 मिनेटमा आइपुग्छु। यहाँ एकजना आउनु भयो, उहाँलाई चाहिँ एकदम इमर्जेन्सी रहेछ, एउटा कागजमा सही गर्नु पर्यो। ओके, 10 मिनेट ठ्याक्कै 11:28 भयो, 11:38 मा